All right, so now what we're going to do is make a PDF file that has the drawing views, the front, top, and right views of this part. So let's begin doing that. Maybe we could use the whole screen for this just to get started. And we'll say File, and then we'll say New. And we want to make sure that we select English, and then we're going to Drawing. We're going to go to ANSI, ANSI, Inches, and then Inventor Drawing File instead of this other one. So we're going to create that. We're going to right click on the sheet and then go down here to edit sheet, make sure that it's B size. All right, the next thing we're going to do is place the base part. There it is. That's the correct view that we want. And we want to make sure this is selected here. And looks like a 1:2 scale works automatically for it. We will go with that. It might have done that automatically for us. I'm not sure. To move this to the lower left, you don't click on here and move it. What you do is you select the outside boundary or just somewhere in between the part and the red boundary to move it around. We'll pull the dimensions forward in a moment, but what we need to do is also show the projected view. This is the front view, and then this over here is going to be our other view. I noticed I clicked it to place it, then right click to create it. All right, and so this means this is going to be the right view. And if you think about it, looking around the right-hand corner, we did see the slot here. This is the hole going through the center, and this is the lower deck underneath the part. Just to show you what I'm talking about, we can come back over here. You see, there's what we see. There's a hidden lines from this hole. There's also a hidden line from this surface as we see through here. So we are indeed looking at the right view in this one here. Let's save this one before we get too far away from this in case our program crashes. So we're going to say save as and just leave it like this, but it's going to have a different extension, enter Inventor drawing file, IDW. And we're going to save that in chapter 8, of course. We'll save it at the end again and make sure we close out this file in Inventor before we upload it into D2L. Otherwise, you may not get the most latest version. When you save it, you'll notice that a couple of things get completed automatically for you. The drawing person drawn by, the date, and then you also see that the drawing number matches the file name. We'll have to put these two things in here manually, which we will do in a moment. So I guess for this one, we say we want a projected view of this one up here. That is the top view. So you click to place it, right click to create it. Then we're going to do another one. And this is what we're trying to get at, is this one right here. And you can see that we're going to have to move things around maybe to get everything to work out. Most of the time, you're supposed to kind of put it exactly to the upper right, but we may not be able to do that precisely. Let's put it over here for the time being. Click to place, right click to create. We're not going to have any dimensions on this one. I kind of prefer that this one right here, that this view have the wireframe view. Let's see, let's edit the view and see if it's going to be easy for us to do. We want to go over to this one here. Is that what we want? You know what? I don't think that that's really what the textbook is looking for. They want the wireframe views for these, but over here, let's just undo what we did with Control Z. That way we can kind of see what it looks like if you're holding it in your hand, and then these are the technical views that we need. To move these around, you click in the space between the part and the red dotted line and move them around a little bit. And then you can do the same thing with this one. Okay, this is a standard views here. This is front, top, and right. Let's go ahead and place some of our text in there. So text can go right here. Select all of this region like that. Just make a box inside of it, in other words. And then name of the school. And then highlight the text so that you can see the changes that are going to be made. Let's make it centered and centered vertically and horizontally. And I think we decided it was going to be like a 0.3 for that. Nope, that wasn't it. Maybe it was just the last one in the list, 0.24. Remember to select all the text and then say 0.24. A little bit too big, so we will say 0.2. So let's see if we can remember this moving forward. We'll use 0.2 here, and then we'll use down here 0.4. The name of this file, if I remember correctly, is slide mount. Okay. So right here, we want to say slide mount design. We can leave off the word design if it ends up taking up too much space. But let's do Control A, center, center, and 0.4. Then click down here. You see that it kind of fits in there okay. That'll be good for what we're doing. So we're going to do 0.2 and 0.4 moving forward with these. Next thing you want to do is get out of the text view, and we want to get over to the annotation tab. We're already there. And instead of having to do all of these dimensions, we're going to try to pull them forward from our MBD, model based definitions. So we're going to try to pull all of these definitions forward. This is a fully defined part by all of these things that we have listed here. Let's just pull these forward and make sure that they're all in place. So I guess right click on the part file and you say retrieve model annotations, and you just say okay. You'll take all of them, and look how well that placed it. Actually, that's pretty good. I don't think I would change anything about that. Then we go over this one, right click, retrieve model annotations, and might be a few things we can change. Like it's getting a little close to that part. Pull it down here, pull it down there. This doesn't need to be arced over like that. So we can grab that green arrow if it will let us and pull it way over here. Maybe if we zoom in, it will let us do that. We want that green arrow. Okay, let's hit escape a couple of times. Why am I not allowed to rotate that? That's kind of weird. Oh, how about that? We'll do it this way instead. Let's zoom back. It would be nice if this can do the same thing. Will this let us zoom back? Nice. All right, and look at how well these other ones are placed. That's really good. I think it's just because we're really careful on getting all of our model-based definitions in place. Let's go to this last one, right-click on it, and say Retrieve Model Annotations. And you see it's only got one there. It's not clear where this is at, so I would pull this up here. This looks okay, but now you got this one buried in the table. So you don't want to turn anything like that in. And it kind of makes me wish we had more space to do that. But I think the thing we can do is maybe just pull this one up to, let's see, what is, oh, there's two of them down here. So I guess we could do that. And then can we do this here? That might be okay. The other approach would be to just grab the whole thing like this and try to move it up, but you can't. That means the reason why you can't is because it's all placed, excuse me, it's based on the position of the base part. So if we move this one up and around, you can see it controls most of the motion. So we could have moved it up a little bit like this. We can take this one and move it up a little bit more like that to the edge. And then might want to just back off on that a little bit and then pull these down, and that might be just fine. Although that's getting close to that 0.75. So I think I'll leave that one right there. All right, that looks pretty clean. A little bit too close to the edge on the left-hand side, so I'm going to click in the space between the red border and the part, pull over to the right. Just want to make sure that there's plenty of room around the edges. There's no overlapping text anywhere on the screen. And then you need to save this. It's going to save it as the 8.1-IDW, but we don't turn that file in. If we try to print it as is, it will try to print it on 8.5 by 11, but this is B-size paper. So if you preview this right here, you'll see that it's going to crop off most of your work, and so you won't get credit in that case. So let's go back. Let's see, where's the back button at? I guess close right here, and let's try that print again. This time what we want to do is say, let's see, probably best fit. And we could do preview again. And I wish we could just print it from here. It looks like it just says close. Oh, here it is, print up there. And so we want to print this not to a printer, but instead to a PDF file. And we'll say, okay, it's going to go where you want it in chapter 8, of course. And let's call it part 8.1. And that's going to be .pdf. This is the file that we're going to upload. Before you turn it in, of course, what you want to do is look at it from another viewer. So let's go over here to our downloads directory, or maybe it's documents, and then go to Inventor, and then go to chapter 8. And then we're going to that PDF file that we just created. It's going to load it up either in Chrome or the browser that you have. And you can see that although it's 8.5 by 11, it did fit the entire thing in there. And that just looks fantastic. It looks very professionally done. And I hope you get the same kind of results. Yeah, I was kind of looking to make sure that this hole's defined, and it is. Position, it doesn't really show you the placement of these dotted lines. It doesn't show you the placement of this, like the depth of it. But then you go over here and you go, oh, it's over there. So this part is fully defined by this front, top, and right view, along with the isometric view up there. All right, so make sure you turn that one in, and then we'll move on to the next part, which is the corner stop.